Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the weekly Steelchair. Welcome, one and all. We got to review this. We got to preview that. Not really. We're not going to preview. We're just going to do predictions. How is everybody doing tonight? We've already got a few people in the house. Like, share, and subscribe. And what are we all drinking? It is absolutely roasting here. It's good to see everybody. Well, what are we doing tonight? Well, we are going to review Collision. Going to give my predictions for the Dynasty show, which, again, not watching live. I've got to remain consistent to what we're doing. Because we do have the watch along tomorrow that we're sticking to. I'm eager to see how that goes. I haven't done one in quite a while. But we'll see how it goes. I hope we can get through this hopefully in an hour, maybe an hour and a half. But we will find out, won't we? Two seconds. I am just updating our spreadsheet. Where is it? Come on. I'm just fixing the spreadsheet, guys. Sorry, 1 second. Let me just make sure it's sorted. But drop your comments in. Come on, guys. Say hello. Someone come say hello. Alright, so we've got 2 matches on the main card. Sorry, the pre-show. Don't care. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Fucking 10 on the main card. Right, okay. So I'll make it as simple as I can because, honestly, God, There's so many matches to write here. I don't have the time, so make it as basic as possible. Hey, Fernando, how are you? I'm just sorting out the prediction stream. All right, Zodiac. For me, best match on the show. Nothing on the card came close. I'm also excited for Fernando, but if Moxley wins, then then Dynasty is a failure. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care what any platform says as well. Ones that I respect as well. If they say that Dynasty is a success, even if Moxley wins, then I will argue. I will absolutely throw hands at the argument. Almost there. One of these matches shouldn't even be on the fucking pay-per-view. I'm not joking. Actually, no, I stand corrected. Actually, I'm being very harsh. 3 matches on this show shouldn't even be on the pay-per-view. Yeah, I thought it was well done, to be fair. He's going to come after him when he turns heel. That'll be his first victim. I have almost finished. That should be it. Yeah. Yeah. Managed to fit it all into one bloody page, which is good. I'm going to fill that all in black because I don't want that to be seen. There we go. Sweet. Right. Let's quickly sort the issue first before we go anywhere. I'm going to quickly do the predictions first for Dynasty. If anyone wants to drop their predictions, put them in the chat. And then we'll review the show. So I'm going to quickly share my screen so everyone can see it. And then we can start. And we'll go, what we'll do as well is when we get to the event, we'll bring up the predictions one last time, and then we'll show everyone's predictions. We'll show everyone's predictions before we actually do the rewatch along. So, I think we'll start with the obvious one: world title. This is the most important make or break moment of the event, because you've had some relatively good booking. You've got to make this count. If you don't, then you're going to lose momentum and you're going to lose interest. So for me, 100%, this has to be... Oh wait, hold on. That should all be in... There we go. I'm going straight away with Swerve Strickland. Does anyone have any other predictions they'd like to put in the chat before we proceed? You did say that. I am holding you to that, Zodiac. I know. His reign of terror has to end tonight. It has to end. I'm going to push on a little bit. So Megan Bayne challenges Toni Storm for the women's title, quite necessarily. I think the best case scenario is not that Toni Storm needs to just lose her title for the sake of it, but we're actually in a position where Megan Bayne can become champion and it's okay to put the belt on her, because it would be completely fine. It's not a safe decision. It's actually a big, smart booking option. And we actually see impact from it. So for me, 100%, Megan Bayne will be new champion. I think she did in a way, Zodiac. I think she was only champion because of Queen of the Ring coming out. He might, Catherine. If he doesn't win, then I am going to go with my theory that he will be part of the tag match at All In with Hangman. Once this is over, the predictions are locked in. I will not be joining any streams tonight, any watch-alongs, because I don't want to see any action. My phone will be off when when Dynasty's on. Like, I will not be watching. I don't care about pre-shows because those are for clowns. I don't care about Max Caster that he's getting a Dynasty match. I will not be there. I will not be watching tonight because I'm honoring the commitment. I mean, that's the whole point, Zodiac. They can go any way they're meant to be. This one, to be fair, this is actually going to be a very hard match to call. Omega versus Ricochet versus Speedball. I think the hardest part is who's actually going to take the pin. But I don't think there's going to be a change. I'm sticking with my all-in Okada versus Omega title unification match. So I'm sticking with a title defense. I don't think there's going to be many title changes. But the main two titles have to change. Just remember who told you that first. And who predicted it before anyone else. because no one else did. And yeah, I take full credit for this match. This one is going to be very, very easy. No, he didn't. It was me. I think the obvious one is very easy. FTR are going to turn heel, and we're going to get Cope and Cage at All In versus FTR. So that's 2 title defenses, and I predicted 2 title changes. Okay. The next is the first of 3 matches that don't deserve to be on the pay-per-view. The first one is Daniel Garcia versus Adam Cole. You know what's really bad? Is I think they might have that little skinhead weirdo win. I honestly think they might have that little skinhead weirdo win the match. It wouldn't surprise me. But do I predict it as a way to jinx him? That's the big question. Could I use this match as a jinx? Could I jinx him? We all know my jinxing doesn't work, so I'm still going with who I want to win. So, Adam Cole. We need a new TNT champion. Daniel Garcia, for all the ability in the world, is so damn boring that dead squirrels are more entertaining than him. It's his 3rd title opportunity. They've had it's his 3rd title opportunity. They've had 2 matches already. It's absolute rubbish. Pain is a calling, and it doesn't work. Fernando, what's your predictions for the other matches as well? If you can drop them in. The next one, title versus mask. It's very obvious what's going to happen here. Bandido's winning this. And then keep Ring of Honor away from AEW going forward, please. Stop having their fucking titles on AEW. That is correct. FTR is turning heel. Fernando's pretty much got the same predictions as me, but that's because he's smart. And then the 3rd match, because who generally cares about this one? Hurt Syndicate are going to squash them. Interesting. You think Speedball's going to win when they're building a Kenny Omega versus Okada in a unification match for the 2 titles? Interesting. What have you got for these 2, Fernando? You think Timeless Tony Storm's going to retain her title, eh? Interesting. Yeah, crazy thing is, I could see Danielson showing up, to be honest. It wouldn't be a bad thing either if he did. What are we thinking, guys, for the tag match? I'm assuming you are all going to say Hurt Syndicate. There's no way Brian Keith is winning a title. I actually will say this: if Tony Khan ever makes Brian Keith a champion in his company, then I can no longer defend him for booking. He will be officially attacked by Gengar. Gengar will come after Tony Khan. But then again, if it's not Gengar that comes after him, then it'll be the Fallen One, the Espeon. MJF is going to cost the Hurt Syndicate the tag champs and bring in his own crew. Essentially, yes. But then again, he might just side with them as a way to prove himself. This is it is an interesting one, but we know it's not going to be Hammerstone now because he's in MLW. But I don't think MJF needs a crew, but MJF needs something impressive. Josh Alexander joining MJF makes no sense. Yes, I know, Catherine, I watched it. It was his encounter with Chris Adonis was actually quite good. Hey, Lark Bark, how are you? Right, I think we can all establish that the losing semi-finalist is going to be Will Ospreay, so I may as well just stick mine in here. And I'm going for Monet because she's going to lose in the semi-finals. And, well, Fletcher will probably win as well against Briscoe. Lark Bark, if you want to participate in the predictions, just drop your predictions in if you like, and I'll add you to the spreadsheet. I think Mercedes Moné is going to lose in the semi-finals. Or she makes it to the final after beating, after she beats Athena, but then Athena costs her in the final, which sets up their all-in match. Nah, Mercedes is winning the Owen Cup. I actually hope Julia does win, to be honest, because we already know that that Mercedes Moné is going to wrestle Athena at All In. It makes no sense to have her win the Owen Hart Cup if you're building to this match. It's futile. I just hope Statlander squashes Thunder Rosa. Nah, I don't think so, Fernando. I don't think so. I mean, it's an interesting theory, but I don't think she will, to be honest. Okay, right. Let's push on. If we get any more predictions, I'll add them in later on, but for now, I'm going to stop sharing. It's not that she needs to go WWE, she just needs to get away from wrestling in general. Wrestling has passed her. She needs to go and just do podcasting for the rest of her life. Stay out of the way. Because then we can all celebrate. But yeah, Tony Khan. Before we do this show, they're not going to give you that match straight away in a tournament. They're getting that in the semi-finals. How does it look boring? I wouldn't be surprised. If Brian Cross Mott's telling it, did they pay off that match later on down the road? I'm not sure. I don't know if we would get the match for them, but we would get something for it. The sport professional wrestling moves so fast in this day and age that you gotta have a plan B and go. Apart from 3 matches on this show, the rest of the card is actually very good. And actually has a lot of interest. Only 6 matches out of 9, well 10 actually, are worth watching. Let me just see. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, 7 matches out of 10, sorry. On the main card. 7 matches are worth watching. 3 of them I would have done last night on Collision. The only matches that are not worth watching are these 2. These 3. Josh Alexander. Although it wouldn't surprise me if it's Anthony Bowens. But Max Caster's your favourite because you like shit rappers. Jesus Christ. I'm mostly looking forward to the main event and the triple threat match, to be honest, because I want to see if they actually have guts to take that title of Moxley. But yeah, so quite frankly, when it comes to matches on this event, I'm not looking forward to these 3. These are probably going to be skippable. If you value your sanity on this pay-per-view, don't watch these matches. He's had it long enough and he's doing fuck all. No, I agree. His title run hasn't delivered. It hasn't delivered at all. So I think in reality it does make sense. Yeah, Pac's awesome. I think the trios match is going to be quite good. I think tournament match should be kept on Dynamite. Why? If it's right there, it's a sold out event, and you're giving new talent or re-establishing talent back into your product, it's very good to just have the opportunity right there to put them on the spot. There's nothing wrong with having tournament matches on a pay-per-view, especially you can use the tournament as a swerve, pardon the pun, but you can use that to further elevate certain characters. I like it. I like when companies put tournament matches on pay-per-views. I actually want WWE to do it more. TNA are doing it for the International Championship with the Unbreakable tournament. So, as far as I'm concerned, I like that they're doing tournament matches, and I guarantee you won't say anything if it was TNA or WWE. You'd be like, no, that's perfect. Whereas I actually say, on all companies aside, I like when they all do it. Yeah, Michael, you're spot on. They come out as pay-per-view level matches, and it actually shows who's actually going to be the standout in the tournament. So Michael's on my wavelength. Quite frankly, if you're building to a tournament, you really want to get the best out of it. I mean, just look at the 2 tournament matches that we've got listed on the show. Sorry, 3 tournament matches, sorry. You've got Will Ospreay versus Kevin Knight. That's 2 British talents already there, gunning for it. You've got Mercedes Moné versus Julia Hart, 2 of their top female talents. And Fletcher versus Briscoe is actually a tournament. Not just a tournament, but it's a rematch from a previous tournament. And they've already had 3 matches already with each other. So this is going to be their 4th match. I've got no issue with it. The finals are going to be a double or nothing, though. Newsflash, they don't want to rush the tournament. They're actually letting the tournament go. This is actually a good thing. They want to get the tournament some attention. Funnily enough, this is what WWE do really well, and this is what AEW are trying to capitalize on. If you're going to do a tournament, and you're going to start right there opportunity with a pay-per-view that will then conclude at the following pay-per-view, you try to get as much attention on it as possible. Why do you think WWE do King of the Ring as a tournament on a pay-per-view? Except not this year, because they gave it to Night of Champions. Oh, wait. Oh, and just remember, Bound for Glory series was tournament pay-per-views as well, besides TV matches. See, I can praise all round the G1 as a month-long pay-per-view event, basically. Deadly Games tournament, exactly. Oh, I love the Bound for Glory series. I miss it, but it was an exciting way to do it. This is arguably the best one-night tournament ever. I haven't seen anything come close since, but in terms of like proper King of the Ring events, like as a pay-per-view, I mean, to be fair, Bret Hart's got the best one of all time. Bret, when he won in '93, beating Razor Ramon, Mr. Perfect, and Bam Bam Bigelow is still peak. But these were all well done. I get your point, Guy, I get it, but quite frankly, if the opportunity is there to get as much media attention as possible on the event you're trying to build, you should be doing it. So I'm all for it. Yes, Screwjob 2.0. And I actually think, I'm not sure if it's the bias because I'm a big fan of Bret, but I'm also a big fan of The Rock from that time. I really like Mick Foley. I actually think the Deadly Games tournament is better. I think the Deadly Games tournament conclusion with that Screwjob is better than Montreal. No, because they did recent ones. They've done recent pay-per-views. But here's the thing. It used to be one of the big events. WWE's Big Four in 1993. Sorry, Big Five. was the Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, King of the Ring, SummerSlam, Survivor Series, plus all your little in-your-house events that were special. WWE's Big Five in 1993 until they started adding more pay-per-views in. But I would say up till 99, because King of the Ring was... Actually, no, 2000 was probably the last great King of the Ring pay-per-view. I think 2001 tried to deliver, but it backfired, although Edge winning it was actually really good. King of the Ring 2002 ruined it by losing Steve Austin. Before that, by being stupid. It should have been Steve Austin versus Brock Lesnar in the King of the Ring final, in my opinion. And then RVD should have lost in the semi-finals, but of course he took his ball and went home. But if you look at it, I think the best King of the Ring tournament for me was 1993. The best tournament was 1993. The best main event from the King of the Ring winners, the best King of the Ring main event. It's tricky. I actually think the best main event is also 93 as well. Bret versus Bam Bam. And then obviously the worst main event is Billy Gunn. Sorry, Billy, but facts are facts. And then obviously the most stupid is bloody giving the King of the Ring to Booker T and you set him off with that ridiculous accent. Mankind Hunter was a good King of the Ring. Yeah, that's true. That one was horrible. That one was horrible. But when you look at main events, when you look at main events in general, Mabel at the time was able to move. But he didn't become such a horrible King of the Ring winner until they got to the main event at SummerSlam. And then they realized, hold on. Oh shit. Brett, we're sorry we took the title off you for Diesel. We apologize for our viewing audience that we've made Diesel the WWE champion, and we apologize that Mabel's your King of the Ring winner. What a maneuver! Little jab at Vince there, the absolute fraud. Oh, it was. You know what's weird? Is they actually had good TV matches. Like Brett versus the 1-2-3 Kid. Ironically, the 1-2-3 Kid versus Hayabushi. All of that. Like, they actually had some. And then Brett had classic matches with Owen and Bulldog as a heel. When they were heels, obviously, not him, but it was wild times. In 96, the best feud is Taker versus Mankind. Yeah. He did, and he broke his orbital bone. To be fair, Phantom Undertaker was such a cool thing for like 6 weeks until they got rid of it. Yeah. Fucking Harvey Whippleman was still employed as well. Fake Diesel, fucking fake Razor. That was honestly. I don't know how people are going to react to about this. See, when you look at mid-card championships for WWE in the 90s, I think Owen versus Bulldog is in the top 5 matches of the whole decade. So 1990 till 1999. I actually think if you look at that stretch, I actually think it's in the top 5 best matches of the decade. I know, but he brought in Giant Gonzalez. Oh God. I don't know what's worse, me burying Harvey Whippleman or what Undertaker said in his podcast about Giant Gonzalez when he said he says he makes Great Khali looks like Lou Fez. What a burial. Oh God almighty. I think that's absolute peak abuse for someone. Okay, so Collision review. So we have advertised Mike Bailey versus Drolistico, Pac versus Cash Wheeler. Oh, he was so bad. Mercedes Moné, Harley Cameron versus Julia Hart and Athena in your main event. Top Flight versus Crew. Okay, Paris Hobbs and Tomohiro Ishii versus Fletcher and Takeshita. We'll have words on that. And then obviously Max. Actually, that's not even his real name. We have to use his real name on this channel. So let me bring up the banner. Where is it? There's one name for Max Caster, and it goes like this. Blaster Casterberg has an open challenge, and then he also announced he's got another open challenge on the 0 hour show. If you're watching that 0 hour, guys, I think alcohol will be required. I'm hoping it's Josh Alexander. I really do, but I got a weird feeling it might end up being Bowens. It's in Philadelphia though, so unless they bring in someone from Philly. Oh, that's Billy Gunn. Yeah. So, opening match. Being truthful, and I say that because it's 11-degree weather, I really cannot hide from this heat. This opening match is further testament that Tony Khan is missing a trick. He got the booking wrong. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, 2001. And he missed the whole invasion angle. Thank God. This match was not good at all. And the reason why is because Ishii, and I'm a big fan of Ishii, I've watched this guy, 5 times live. Like, actual live events, I've watched him. He shouldn't have been here. I'm sorry, but honestly, this would have been better as a handicap match, or Powerhouse Hobbs should have had someone from the Owen Hart tournament as his tag partner. This match was awful. And it was awful because there was no flow. The match didn't actually have any rhythm unless you're... Yeah, Josh Alexander, that was a long time ago. Like, point is, like, Ishii, it's not his fault, it's his age. He is an older guy, and he's been asked to do so much in the ring that it doesn't actually benefit him. He should be... I know this is going to sound a little bit redundant, but what I mean about Ishii is his matches now, if he's working in America, it should be... I know, he can't move, and that's why I think he should just be a simple... Anytime he takes the damage, and then he dishes back like a lariat, and then he hits a brainbuster, and then his matches are over. Like, he should be a 2-3 move guy, and the match is over. I'm not going to like this comparison, but I'm basically saying Ishii, if he wants to wrestle in America, he should just wrestle like Goldberg. Take damage, smash back with a lariat, hit a brainbuster, 1, 2, 3. Get him out the ring. This match last night was awful. I'm sorry, but I can't praise it. I can praise Takeshita because I think he was outstanding. Whenever he's in the ring, he's enjoyable. I think Kyle Fletcher's trying to find his feet, and I like that. And then Powerhouse Hobbs is just awesome. And that's why Hobbs is on the thumbnail. Have to say, that's a really cool rock bottom from Powerhouse Hobbs. No. Not essentially, because here's the thing. I think Misawa knew when it was time to get out. Ishii doesn't know when to get out. He has what I like to call what's the best way to put it? He's got Ric Flair syndrome. I think that's very appropriate. Or yeah, Jericho syndrome. Yeah, Undertaker as well. They just went too long. They went on too long. Their bodies killed, and then they've tarnished their legacy. Steamboat as well. Steamboat came back for a match. I'm like, why? You're one of the greatest of all time. Dude, step aside. They don't know when to leave. Yeah. Not end of the Death Riders, but end of Moxley's fuck. I'd say Reign of Terror, but his death run has to end tonight. I think knowing your time and place is important. If you don't know it, you're going nowhere. If you don't know when to back out, then you're going to tarnish your legacy. Your legacy is still important. But that's the reality of it. Backstage follows this because obviously Blaster Casterberg is backstage. He's coming out of the ring because he's got an open challenge. I know. It's because he was afraid he was going to lose to the better wrestler. I reckon HBK was afraid to lose to the better wrestler. Oh, so bad. That match was awful. So Blaster Casterberg makes his challenge whilst Nick Wayne is talking to the crew. Their backstage segment was awful. God almighty. Nick Wayne is crap on the mic. He would have carried him. Ibushi's done. I think he knows. This match was actually okay. And the reason why this match was actually okay is because Max Caster actually sells the J Driller like he had been killed. Like, I will praise Caster once only. He sold that move brilliantly. It's going to be weird if we get a Briscoe versus Alexander singles match because it's going to be J Driller versus the C4 Spike. I mean, I like the C4 Spike anyway. I like the J Driller, but it's going to be funny when the commentary goes, which one is this? Is it the J drill or is it the C4 spike? Actually, please book that, because WCW done that funnily enough with the Sharpshooter versus the Scorpion Deathlock. Please do it. Of course, Caster would lose by pinfall, but that's okay. Dismantled Flight earns tag team action against the Crew. All right, someone give Leo Rush a pay rise. I'm not joking. This guy's too good. Incredible wrestler. He was the highlight of this entire match. Really enjoy watching him. And I just like the simple moves that they use. I think Top Flight overdone it. I think Top Flight were trying to be overly flashy. And then obviously they win by a roll-up, which is fine, but it's the way that they go about it. It's simple versus flashy, and I think the simple work of Action Andretti and Leo Rush is better than Dante Martin and Darius Martin, but they have good chemistry, all four of them. So it's actually a good match, but it's just that I actually think it would be better if they were both teams were working the same style, simple but fast, hard hitting, high flying moves, instead of just trying to flash as much as you can. Keep it simple. I'm not. It's going to be terrible. I mean, understandable. Understandable. Two moments of interest for this match. Don Callis, the heel commentator, praising the baby faces was weird. And that suicide dive from Rush on Dante. Wow. I will be back in 1 second, folks. You know it's been a good day when you get your favourite meal for dinner, so I'll be eating that when the stream's over. Do you think Okada's been disappointing? No. No, I don't think Okada's been disappointing at all. I think what's not been good for Okada is who he was associated with for quite some time, whereas now he gets to be on his own. Okada's having fun in America, and that's how it should be. So, no, I don't think he's been disappointed at all. I think everyone that he's been in the ring with has actually been all right. So, no, I don't think he's been disappointed at all. I think some elements could be a lot better, I will admit, but no, I've been alright with his run so far. Like, best match on the show, though. By far was the next one. I'm gonna skip the fucking sit down between Adam Cole and Daniel Garcia because even I skipped over this myself. But we had a quality match between Cash Wheeler and Pac. This was brilliant. This match, start to finish, is the best singles match that I've actually ever seen Cash Wheeler have. Cash Wheeler, he locked in. He locked in for this and he delivered. I really loved this match. Especially because there was less on the high flying and it was actually more about who was the better standing pound for pound wrestler. This tested Pac's versatility, and it also tested Cash Wheeler as a singles wrestler. And both men delivered. This was excellent, and it furthered the story for tomorrow, for the Dynasty, for the trios tag team titles. Because again, you're planting the seeds. They're planting the seeds of is there issues remaining with Rated FTR? Are the Death Riders vulnerable? Are they going to lose their titles despite being dominant for so long? And it's always raising the questions. And I really liked it. I thought it was really well done. I thought the ending was great in general. Because I like the fact it wasn't a clean victory. I like that Dax Harwood was a sacrificial lamb, which again is planting the seed that sucked Copeland in. Copeland, you're getting turned on at Dynasty, fella. But in a nutshell, I thought it was excellent work that he took the bullhammer, well, the ring bell hammer, I should say, twice. It was well done. I liked it. It was really well done, this match. I thought the pacing was good. I thought the suicide dive from Cash to Pac on the outside of the ring was excellent. I'm not going to use this as a way to besmirch Nathan Fraser, but if you look at the difference between Pac and Wheeler and Fraser and Phoenix, both move utilage and positioning of both opponents, this is what Nathan Fraser deserved but he didn't get against Phoenix, whereas Pac gave Wheeler the moment. So I'm not using this to discredit one other talent. I'm saying this is what was supposed to happen but didn't happen, and I thought it was really well done, and I really liked it. Pac as well. Pac's one of the best facial expressionists in pro wrestling. I don't know if anyone would agree on that, but when it comes to selling a move or selling some of his own stuff. Like Pac really expresses really well with his face, like his eyes and his mouth structure. So good, so good. Okay. Okay, Catherine. If you're still here, let's settle the situation. I said yesterday that I was unsure about Speedball versus Drillistico because I wanted to see something else instead, further the storyline of the triple threat match. I don't. I think he handled it the right way. Look what they did to him. Look at how they treated him. Nah, I think he handled it the right way. This match ended up being better than I thought. I don't think it's still. I still think it was the wrong opponent, but it's okay. We still got a fun match. Still right. I'm not sure if it was necessary, but Ricochet on commentary with Schiavone and Callis was funny. I like the fact he was constantly putting fuel in the fire about he was going to win tomorrow, and Speedball only got the result by a luck. We're talking about the fact that I said this match wasn't going to be good, or I wasn't sure about it, when it was actually not so bad. I still think they could have done something different with Speedball than giving him Drillistico. But I think it was wise to give him a fast opponent because he's going to be in there with two various talents of different speeds. So I can see why they gave him Drillistico, but it was fun. I liked it. And I can't believe they missed the trick. I can't believe that the trick of Ricochet being used like this as a heel was missed. They made him the face and then they made him lose to somebody like Enzo Amore and then they shoved him right down. You build a division around this guy and then you feed him to Enzo Amore. Nah. He left and became an even better wrestler. Sorry, just woke coming in my room because it's my mum's birthday tomorrow, so make sure that's all sorted. Anyway, back to this. So, yeah, not using Ricochet as a heel in this manner is wild. When it was right there. It's good work from Ricochet. I'm thinking he's likely to take the pin tomorrow, but he'll take the pin in a way that will just piss him off even more and he'll continue to come after Omega. I think it'll be Kenny Omega versus Ricochet one-on-one at Double or Nothing. But I do like this match. I think this has got the opportunity to be match of the night. I think it has a lot of potential in it to be that level of match. I don't know how long they're going to give them, but it's a triple threat, so I don't know, about 20 minutes. Triple threats are very hard to book. They're company, regardless, they are hard to book. But of course, Speedball would win, which is fine. Excellent match, and regardless, and then at the very end of the match, Ricochet would hit the low blow, and then the Spirit Gun, and he would lay out Speedball. And then main event. Your main event, obviously, was the woman from the tournament. Who cares? People target his wife. He defends his wife. Who cares? As far as I'm concerned, they're on there trying to be themselves, trying to have fun, but when you've got idiots that are coming at them, do you expect them to just sit there? No. As far as I'm concerned, how he conducts himself on social media is completely fine to me. I have no issue with how he conducts himself on social media. People take social media way too seriously by how they treat people. Plain and simple. I would rather have Ricochet on social media than, say, JD from New York or Eric Bischoff or Bubba Ray Dudley. I would rather have him than those guys. Because all they do is produce shite. And think they're bigger and better than everyone else when they're beneath us. Okay, so this main event. So one, you've got an amazing. You've still got one of the best women's entrances in Julia Hart. Again, this is special. This should never change. Harley Cameron's entrance is vibrant. I like that. Mercedes still copying Velvet Sky, but okay, she's still a good wrestler. And Athena's on that level that betting against her is just difficult. How is it embarrassing? How is it embarrassing that he's responding to this shit? You expect people to just let it go? Tell you what, how about you take the abuse they get how about you take the abuse they get and then you see if you can just let it go? Here's one. I'll give you one because I'm comfortable enough to say it. I had someone tell me directly in a tweet to put my head between a machine and have my head cut off for no reason. I had someone physically tell me on a quote tweet on Twitter that I should get my head cut off. I had people like stealing my photos and making fake accounts about me all over social media. As far as I'm concerned, anyone that defends themselves online, it's not embarrassing. Look at Asuka, look at Rhea Ripley, look at Jeff Hardy, look at Samantha Irvin, look at who else? Look at Kurt Angle. They're all great people, but they've had social media hate in different ways, and they aren't going to stay quiet. No, they're going to make sure that people are heard that, like, what you see is what you get. Yeah. As far as I'm concerned, if they defend themselves, then good for them. Steph DeLanders had to do it. Velvet Skies had to do it. Mercedes Moné had to get defended from Saraya over the neck injury years ago. There was an accident. As far as I'm concerned, good for them for stepping up and standing up for themselves. Doesn't matter how much money you've got. Funnily enough, see the same people that say it's embarrassing. Oh, it's embarrassing, they stand up for themselves. Are the same people that preach mental health. I'll have a laugh and a joke. I know where the line's drawn. I had someone physically tell me to get my head chopped off because I disagreed on an opinion they had. Think I'm going to let that shit slide? No. And neither should they. Now, there's one legit heel in this match. And you see that in the booing that she gets in Mercedes Moné. The booing is there. She is doing her job. That's a bonus. The negative, however, is it makes the pay-per-view so hard to figure out now with the tournament. Now, Athena and Julia Hart went over. But when it's a tag match, the dynamic of who goes over and who doesn't changes. So Mercedes is confirmed. Athena's confirmed. But Harley Cameron's still got to prove her point. You know what I'm saying? This is very hard to call. It's a good match. I like it. I really do. This is why I said last night that the women's Owen Hart tournament, I said it on Thursday as well for the Owen Hart, for the Dynamite review as well, that I think the women's match of, the women's bracket, I think the women's side of the tournament's actually going to be better than the men's, just because it looks better. But then eventually, I think both tournaments are going to be exciting in their own right. But I think the women's tournament has more jeopardy. They are careful of what they say. Here's the funny thing, and this is a fact. See these companies, TNA as well, they see the shit these guys get. And guess what? They stand by their employees. Look at the media this week. That OnlyFans skank that was touching up all the men's talent. Cody Rhodes, CM Punk, Dominic Mysterio, they all told her to get fucked on social media and live events. And they are all sticking up for those three. So as far as I'm concerned, they 100% stand by their talent in this circumstance. Doesn't matter who you're with. If you're being severely targeted and you don't stand up for yourself, doesn't matter who you work for, your personal pride is more important. You stand up to these morons. If you don't shut them down, then you've already lost. So, looking ahead to Collision, going forward, it seems to be on a nice platform of consistency. Let it go more. Storylines are intertwining. Dynasty looks good, apart from a few matches that I don't care for. But let's see how the event goes tomorrow. Now, let's, before we get out here, you guys know the score. You get to end the show with questions. So we will do 10 minutes of questions. So what have you got for me? Did say we get through it in about an hour and a half. Boring. It was boring. Shouldn't have bothered watching it. Really shouldn't have bothered watching it, honestly. The thing is, you can only try and block for so long before eventually it just continues, and then they all morph into groups. They don't come at you in one; they come at you in groups. So I'm sick of people in their for outrage, like their fake reactions. I think we might get a return of the Bucks and a Josh Alexander debut. I don't think there's much else in it, really. Like, if they have Jungle Jim show up, then great. I don't think there's much else you can do. We might get a Danielson return though, just to help Swerve if Swerve is to win the championship. But I still think they're going to tease a Hangman Swerve tag team as well. I still think that's going to happen. Jack Perry answers Caster's call. I mean, Jack Perry is a pre-show talent, so sure. Maybe we get Luchasaurus or Wardlow. I think Josh Alexander, if he debuts, it shouldn't be on 0 Hour. It should be on a main show. If he debuts on 0 Hour, then Tony Khan must be removed from booking. I'm not joking. I think Anthony Bowens makes more sense, to be honest, in the match anyway, because, well, nobody really cares about Max Caster, nobody cares about Anthony Bowens. So if it's either or, then yeah. It'd be interesting if Josh Alexander made his debut after the international title match ends, though. Just stands on the entrance ramp. It's the Fought Outrage guy. That's what it comes across as. Like what he does pretty much on social media is he defends himself and he defends his wife. What do you expect him to do? Fuck all. Come on. It's futile. Don't start. Just don't. Go another 5 minutes and then I'm gonna get out here. And I'm gonna eat my dinner. Fucking lasagna. My favourite dinner. Remember tomorrow we are doing the rewatch watch along of Dynasty and we'll react live in that way. Well, not really reacting live, but you know what I mean. At least we can skip the entrances. Of course, it's my favourite dinner. We get to skip all the entrances, we get to skip all that nonsense. We can just get straight to the matches. Except for the Swerve, Kenny Dykstra, I mean, I wish. Kenny Omega and Julia Hart entrances, the rest will be skipped. Kenny Dykstra's purely because I was watching one of his matches earlier on for a laugh. I watched the Kenny Dykstra match earlier on just for a laugh. So it's been in my head all day. Really fun one, actually. Long time ago. But yeah, we'll see how it goes tomorrow. If you're going to give your excitement levels for a pay per view, then I'd say I'm a 7.5 to an 8. The only thing that brings it down is those 3 matches: the TNT, Ring of Honor World Titles, and the tag title matches. No, I didn't, and I'm not going to go looking for it either. So I'm not bothered. I've seen worse from JD when he commented on Shotzi Blackheart. So frankly, I don't care. I don't care what Ricochet said or Ricochet means. I don't care. It means nothing to me. I don't care. Right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. I'm gonna bounce, but I will see you. Keep an eye out on the community tab for when I post it, when I say I'm going live. So I need to check what I'm doing tomorrow for work shift wise. I need to make sure I can time it well. But in the meantime, I will see you all tomorrow. And if you want to join in, even if you've already watch Dynasty, by the way, if you want to join in and watch along, I'll drop a link. More than happy to. But in the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, see you later.